Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another quick pick prediction video. In this video, I'll be predicting the flyweight bout between Mokaev versus Cody Durden. And the high stakes fight right here between Mokaev versus Durden is, let me see, Mokaev versus Durden. What I would say about Mokaev is the hype is bigger than his bite right now. It's bigger than his bite. This is very much a losable fight. This could really be, at some points, I mean, not at some points, in some senses, a coin flip in reality. But I think it more so comes down to two things. Cody Durden ain't really a locked in fighter. Like when it's like coming in clutch, he's not really that guy. More often now, he's probably the guy that's going choke in the clutch. That's a big issue on his side. Fading cardio, big issue on his side. He's going with a young guy who's 21. On Mokaev's side, his balls haven't dropped. The man's like 21 years, 22 years old, still wearing diapers. Ain't really got all the physical training there. His body ain't fully developed yet. I feel like he definitely gonna be a beast in the future. I feel whether he become champ or not in the future, or become great or whatnot in the future, I think he definitely be a beast. Whether he be like a Roy McDonald as far as UFC kind of goes, like Roy McDonald didn't become a UFC champion, he didn't really live up to his potential. But Roy McDonald was a beast for sure in the UFC, and was fighting for belts and whatnot. He didn't win none in the UFC. He won the Bellator belt, but I think he won another belt somewhere else. But definitely won the Bellator belt. I don't think he won any other belts. He tried to go for the PFL belt, but lost that. But I mean, he lost on his way there. But anywho, he definitely be I see a star in the division, a star in the sport. But definitely I feel like he's not nearly where he needs to be or where he, talks his way to be at. The man is 21 years old. He's been struggling with, I guess like bottom tier UFC tier competition or guys that probably won't ever make it to UFC with. He struggled against O'Driscoll in his last fight. He struggled with some other guy, Muhammad Hussein, I believe, prior to that. So he's been struggling in some of these fights. And he kind of has like, different version of Pettis syndrome, where these guys will try to go, submission, like, instead of like really working, seeing the full fight, like, yes, I could go for the submission, but I would be much better served, low risk, high, just make, higher percentage moves out there. That's going to get you the victory. And the guy like the Pettis syndrome, like they'll stay on their back and try to throw up submissions and give up rounds, try and go for submission. When it's like materializes, phenomenal. Everybody like, oh my gosh, how do you do that? But a lot of cases, probably more often than not, when it's not looking spectacular, you're not really in your groove, things not really falling in like they need to fall in, or like you want to fall in, you're on the wrong side of decisions. With Mokaev, he's undefeated still, undefeated amateur with like 21-0 amateur, 5-0 pro or something like that, or 23 amateur, 5-0 pro. But yeah, undefeated right now. But I see him like he often give up his back in positions, get put in pretty like significant submissions. Now I'm not gonna say like super tight, super perfect submission that he should have got tapped out from, but he'll get put in positions, get put in submissions and put in areas that he should not be in. I just like to come with that youthfulness, come with then he'll try to wrestle from positions. Yes, he might be able to turn a bad position to a good position, but against the higher level guys, Durden could be one of these guys. He's pretty big, strong, 125er, experience, closer to his prime or right in his prime. Mokaev, like I said, still baby, still in his diapers. And Durden could very much come out there and take advantage of those mistakes that Mokaev makes. So this, like I said, this could be very well be a coin flip. I don't definitely think he'll come out here, Mokaev just come out here and just mix him up and just run through him and look like no future star, because he clearly ain't even doing that to the people that outside the UFC. If you're not doing that to the people outside the UFC, these most of the part tomato cans, probably like one decent guy that's probably going to have a decent career, like a young guy like him that's going to go and have a decent career. But for the most part, tomato cans, if you ain't running through them like that, it's not likely all of a sudden you get a UFC chance and you're going to jump in and you're going to become this killer. I think it's going to take some time for him to develop. Might even suffer a loss or two in there on the way, but it's going to take him time to develop. The guy's only 21 years old. I feel like they rushed him in here a little bit too early. Maybe he talked his way in here a little bit early. But ultimately, I think he'll be able to beat Durden, because Durden, like I said, he don't got that shot on him. He don't got that extra drive, no extra dig on him. And he's not a clutch time fighter. And he's a fading fighter. I think it's going to be a close competitive fight. Durden probably going to be, you're going to see those odds shift drastically, and then that's when it's time to put the money in, when it's odds shift, like live odds shift. Because Durden probably going to have his little bit of moments in there. It's probably a close fight, maybe Durden even winning. But then Durden's going to start to fade. And Mokaev, I thought, was going to turn around. That's nothing. Some of these fights been very close. Probably him like fading, not fading, but like Mokaev kind of either close or Mokaev slightly been losing or slightly winning. So, people kind of say, oh, this was a robbery, or this was this, or this was that, or he was losing, then he won, or whatever case may be. But Mokaev, I feel like he got more it factor in, more dig in him. Definitely got more cardio. Definitely a fighter that I feel gets stronger as the fight goes on. Whereas Durden is clearly a fighter that gets weaker as the fight goes on. So I feel like Durden would definitely have his moments early and make the fight close, and probably make the odds definitely bring down where they should be, if not shift them completely over. But then I'm gonna see him fade, probably in that mid part of the second round, towards the end of the second round, especially in the third round. I feel like Mokaev gonna start turning up, Durden gonna start to slow down, get tired, and all Durden really is like he got some little decent little back. Well, not even decent. He got a boxing background. He got it. Nothing spectacular, nothing great, nothing really to write home about. But he got some little box, but nothing really to write home about. But anywho, but really kind of falls into the one-dimensional lay and pray type fighter. Wants to take you down and smother you. Can't really submit you. Can't really ground and pound that well, but can blanket you. So I feel like he'll be trying to do that and trying to get the positions on. But Mokaev gonna be like I said, being young, trying to wrestle from every single position, probably giving up positions at times and put himself in bad positions. Durden capitalizing, winning time and maybe stealing a round or two in there early. But Mokaev gonna keep working and Durden gonna start to fade. Then Mokaev gonna take advantage of a fading Durden. And then, like I said, eventually go probably one of those high risk, high reward takedowns. End up in the transition, take his back, then choke out a tired Durden. So in this one, I got Muhammad Mokaev via third round submission.